Most people who start to get into trading believe that it's their strategy that's fucking them up, or their indicators, or their entries, or the risk management. And if you've been trading long enough, you understand that's not the real problem. The real problem is you. It's your discipline, your lack of control, your habits, your impulses, and all that goes into semen retention and meditation. Now, those are probably the two most overlooked practices that you can do as a man to improve your trading. And I want to say this as someone who is looking at trading as an outlet for me to improve on myself, to get to the position that I feel secure within myself, to be able to go on trips, go to fucking Sweden, and still be chilling. So I want to break it down in a way that can allow you to understand better, and why this practice on these two things is going to allow you to improve, and not only improve, but be consistent, profitable. Okay? Trading is a psychological game. When you're on a prop firm, it's psychologically engineered to make you lose. It's psychologically engineered to make you lose. You're not fighting the market, you're fighting yourself. You're fighting your fear, you're fighting your greed, you're fighting your impatience, you're fighting over trading, and you're fighting lack of focus. Today, I had this trade in where I saw the trade coming. I saw the point of control being rejected upon. We were bearish the whole day. If today is April 20th, Monday, if you know, you know, on this day we were bearish. And I literally went bull the whole time, even though seeing that, right? Because I wasn't able to see past my impatience, to see past my greed. Now, if you think about this, if you can't control your urges in your personal life, when the doors are closed and the shadows are there, and you can't control that, what makes you think you can control your impulses in the market? What makes you think that if you cannot conquer your urges, that you cannot conquer your inability to control yourself and control your flesh? How do you think that you can control your ability to then not be impulsive when that trade comes? To not be impulsive when something goes against you and you exit the trade? Okay. Number one, I want to talk about is semen retention. Semen retention is about discipline and energy control. It's basically like your risk management. You're minimizing your risk psychologically. Okay? When you constantly give in to short term pleasure, what are you doing? You're training your brain to seek dopamine over pleasure. And that seeking of dopamine enables you to be needed to be stimulated by the market. And this stimulation is going to come about within all your negative attributes, right? It's going to come out in your greed. It's going to come out in your fear. It's going to come out in your impulsiveness. This shows up in your trading. Entering trades too early, closing trades too soon, revenge trading after losses, chasing price. When you practice restraint, you build patience, self-control, and mental sharpness. When you build all of those, you'll be able to trade much more sharply, much more better, and much more precise. Okay? And this translates directly into your trading behavior. Now I want to put some verses in here just so you can understand how this can relate to the Bible. For God gave us a spirit of not fear, but of power and love and self-control. That's 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. Like a city whose walls are broken through, a person who lacks self-control. So, your walls are broken through, you have no walls. So any little thing that comes your way that looks like a good trade is going to be automatically filled, automatically entered, and you're going to be wondering why you're losing and the trade is going against you, when the whole fucking market is the exact opposite way. Okay? Without self-control, your trading account is exposed and your capital is being diminished. The second thing I want to talk about, the second thing we had in this title, is meditation. Now, not just sitting quietly, but training your mind to observe without reacting. Okay? It's very important. When you observe without reacting within trading, what are you doing? You're allowing the trade in the market to play out. You're allowing yourself to see what the market is telling you. You're not trying, and this is the thing for a lot of new traders, a lot of people, including myself today. You're not trying to predict the market. You're not trying to push the market through your narrative. Okay? Because when you do that, you are marrying your bias, and you're allowing your bias to dictate every little thing that you do. And once you see something with your bias, and you are very impatient on what's going on, and you are not observing, but you are reacting, you allow yourself to be exposed to the market. You allow yourself to be exposed to drawdown. You get me? So meditation helps you in these ways. Staying calm during drawdown is very important for you to hold your trades, even if you're wrong, because that gives you the ability to make more money. Okay? Avoiding emotional decisions. A lot of times that we get into trades and we're impulsive, we make emotional decisions because we're impatient. That's what happened to me today. We're impatient, so we make emotional decisions that lead us into getting our account liquidated, right? And we make decisions based upon chasing price without seeing the high time frame buys, okay? And it allows you to stick more to your plan. Now, instead of reacting to every single candle, you need to become detached and objective. Now, what does that mean? And a lot of times when we're trading, especially in the position that you are now financially and emotionally and mentally, you begin to think of trading as the only thing that can lead you to financial stability, the only thing that can lead you to the security that you want to feel. And that attachment to trading leads you into chasing price. It leads you into impatience and fear and greed. But this is the good thing about this, is that if you become aware of that through meditation, through semen retention, through these practices, you're allowing yourself to change over time, because once you're aware, that's when you can change, because you know. Now, this is what consistent traders do from the Bible, okay? Be still and know that I am God. You have to have faith within yourself. Faith that the market will play out the way you want it to, but not trying to predict the market, but allowing the market to flow through what you see. Okay? Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Meditation is how you renew your mind daily and also create detachment and patience within the market. So one, you don't marry your bias anymore. You're objective. You're detached from it. Okay? And these are practices that we all have to do as traders, enabling us to be more consistent. A lot of times, the traders that come into this space, the traders that you see are talking about technical analysis, that are talking about some of these things, they're not going to tell you these things that are psychologically damaging. Because if they did, you would fix it. You would be able to move on from these things, and you would become more aware to the fact that what you're doing is wrong, improving every single day with the practices, okay? Now, how do you combine both for trading? When you combine semen retention and meditation, you create discipline, so you don't chase trades. You create clarity, so these setups are objective. So they're not pursued upon just marrying the pursuit of whatever you're trading. Okay, it provides patience. You wait for high probability entries. Okay, emotional stability. You do not panic or overreact. When you're in drawdown, when you're doing these things, you don't panic. Okay, and this is what separates gamblers from professionals. We all want to become professional traders. It's very hard in this game because the doubt of trading is very real. It's a real thing. Sometimes you doubt your strategy even though you know it's played out for you. Sometimes you doubt everything. But a lot of times in this game, we come from a place in financial instability where literally there is no other option than to trade or than to work somewhere to get more money to trade. Not because we're gamblers, but because we want to provide stability and structure for ourselves. And we understand that working a 9-to-5 or any job for that matter is not going to provide us with enough scalability for us to get to the position that we want to get to. Okay? So, I want to share some spiritual perspectives before I end the video. At a deeper level, this is spiritual. Semen retention is very spiritual. Why? Because you're using your life force energy to literally improve your life. You're meditating, so you're getting a deeper awareness of yourself. You're not just improving trading, and this is not the objective, just to improve trading, but it's to align yourself with the life of discipline and purpose that you see for yourself. It's not just about trading, okay? Walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. Galatians 5:16, okay? Those who don't belong to Christ, Jesus have crucified the flesh with its passions and desires. Galatians 5:24. Trading becomes a reflection of your inner state. It becomes a reflection of your habits. It becomes a reflection of your greed and your fear and your impatience to get into the trade. All those things that you see, all those losses that you have already occurred, all come from your inability to understand your inner state and change and improve your inner state over time. You're indisciplined internally. Okay? You're indisciplined internally. Psychologically, you're indisciplined. Psychologically, you run to corn every single time that you lose a trade. You run to these things to find cheap dopamine. And that cheap dopamine is what's fucking you up every single day that you enter the market. Because you're looking for stimulation. You're looking for validation. Because the validation doesn't come from your ability to conquer yourself. It comes from your ability to conquer the market. And when you try to conquer the market will conquer you. Bro, the results will show internally if you change the internal state. This goes into Hermetic law or principles of metaphysics. Now, when you change internally, everything happens from a state or a reality within that's not seen. Your mental is not seen. Your physical is seen. But all these things that semen retention meditation, those things are not seen. And what that does is improves your discipline over time. Because those things that are not seen will come to the physical reality to improve you. Now, you have to be calm and confident. And this is what meditation and semen retention will do. So if you want to become a consistent trader, stop looking for a new strategy. I'm going to be posting some strategy setups, things that I'm going to be showing you guys so that you can be more confident within your strategy, because it's not only psychological, it's your strategy works too, but the psychological thing helps you be more discerned and have more discretion on your strategy. Okay? So you have to start mastering your mind. You have to start mastering your habits and your discipline. Okay? And even if you were good at trading, even if you were consistent, profitable, you would feel empty inside. You would feel like something is missing because you're not disciplined, because you don't have the mind and your habits are not aligned with yourself. Okay? Because the real edge in trading is self-control. It is. A lot of times people will say your psychology matters more, and it really does. Okay? So, control yourself and the market becomes easier to navigate. So, I'm going to say a few things before the video ends. Literally, guys, you have to get away from the corn. You have to get away from all the things that are enabling you to become undisciplined. Not only because of trading, because your purpose lies within your seed. And that may sound corny. That may sound like something that's someone will say to you, like a hobo will say. It literally matters within your seed. God has put that into you to create a legacy. And not only that legacy is through children, but it's through your own energy that is going to be left on the earth. But if you do not contain your energy, that will not happen. Now, this is probably like the fourth day of semen retention, or the second or third. And I've been frustrated. Like, I've been trading consistently and I still have found myself losing. I'm not going to be here and sugarcoat anything. I'm still unprofitable. But I understand the dynamic of the psychology within trading, and I understand what I have to do. But it's extremely hard to get away from things that many of us have suffered through this propaganda over our whole puberty, our whole development stages. It's hard to get rid of something that you've been doing for such a long time that is ingrained into your nervous system. And it's harder. And I want to say this just because I know a lot of people are going to watch this and try to do this and fail and go back to their old habits, go back to their things. And you have to do this because of trading and also because of your own self. And you have to get to the point, and not just trading, but life, and where you feel so fucking fed up within yourself, within your state, within your security, within your instability, that you have to do this in order to find some sort of validation that is outside of trading. And you may feel like, I'm doing semen retention, I'm going cold shower, I'm working out consistently, and I'm still losing money. And you have to understand that the path to becoming consistent is going to first lead to inconsistency, is going to first lead to you losing that first account, is going to first lead to you getting played with doubt, getting played with fear, because all those things are going to build you up as a consistent trader in the long run. If you want me to make more videos, press a like. If you want me to create a setup kind of sheet for you guys, if you want to see that down below in the description, please press subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment. RX out.